You'll go out of business if you think you can wait to master every aspect of your service before selling. I used to turn down big leads because I would think that's outside our wheelhouse. I don't know how to do it. But the more I did that, the more I got caught up in smaller deals while big dollars passed me. Here's the uncomfortable truth about running a services business. You won't always know everything about every project. In this video, I'll share 4 critical things you can do to take on projects you don't know everything about. I'll also share my formula to help you decide if a new project is a good opportunity for growth or just too much for you. In 2010, my business, Enor, had become one of the most highly regarded Google certified partners in web analytics. At the time, we exclusively worked on websites because that's what was in demand. However, with the smartphone revolution, analytics for mobile apps became the next big thing. One Friday, and I remember that afternoon very vividly, I got an email from a major video streaming provider needing analytics for their mobile app. This was a $500 million company. My sales gene kicked in as I thought this was finally our opportunity to ride this new wave. But my business partner, who was the more technical person, said, "Ferris, do not sell this," because we didn't know much about mobile analytics. But I couldn't let it pass. So here's what I did. I found a friend with an app willing to help. We ran some tests over the weekend and learned the basics of mobile analytics. On Monday, I got back to the lead and told them we had done mobile analytics before and could deliver the project for them. Also, as part of the plan, I bought us more time with the client by asking for more detailed requirements. The time allowed us to learn more and hit the ground running once the project started. It was a matter of weeks until we closed the deal, and then in a few months, the project was completed. We made $30,000, which was huge for us at the time, and the client was happy. We learned a ton along the way and later established a mobile analytics practice and served some of the world's most recognized brands. So, if you want to get into more exciting, complex, and lucrative projects to increase your margins, here are 4 things you can do. The first is a logistical move. If you need more time to figure out whether you can deliver a project, try to drag out the sales process, but without seeming like you're stalling. This extra time allows you to conduct research and consult with your industry friends to identify your gaps and blind spots so you can make an informed decision. Now remember, time kills all deals. So I'm not suggesting you ghost your lead. Instead, this should be strategic communication to buy yourself some time. You can communicate the following with the client. Before I send you the quote, I'd like to gather more details on your requirements, on your current setup and processes, and tweak this to whatever fits your situation. But the idea is to ask for more meaningful information from the client, and that will buy you a little bit of time. This way, you'll be perceived as considerate and thorough, and that you're doing your due diligence. As a second step, if you think you don't know how to deliver parts of the project, you can still take it and get help with those parts you can't do on your own. Line up consultants to support you. This is where networking and developing relationships with other service providers come in handy. You can also leverage top talent from one of the freelance marketplaces. They can be behind the scenes and work as needed on a project-by-project basis. Now, the drawback of this method is the cost. A good chunk of your margin could go to these consultants. But if you're just starting, or you've started and you're struggling, and you're not seeing the growth you want, high margins shouldn't be your only priority. Tapping into more complex projects with outside help will open future doors because you'll have client logos you can brag about, revenue to cover your fixed costs like salaries, subscriptions, and insurance, even at a low margin, and connections with clients as a potential for future work. Also, usually single or small service providers or agencies cannot deliver big projects on their own anyway. they need to subcontract parts of it based on different specializations. So don't feel awkward if you need to outsource parts of the project. Now, if you have stalled the lead enough and gotten yourself some help, but are still not confident, here's my framework to help you decide on closing deals and specific projects you're unsure about. It's hard to quantify a magic formula, but consider these guidelines based on time, your technical knowledge, and the help you can get, along with any other unique variable that applies to your situation. Assess your current knowledge and expertise. Is it low or is it high? Then assess the sales cycle and timeline. Is it low, meaning you have a tight timeline, the client wants the proposal the next day? Or is it high? The client is okay with you asking for more requirements and asking for more time before you submit your proposal and kick off the project. The third aspect is project implementation timeline. Is it low? Again, tight timelines. The client wants everything done in a couple of weeks. Or is it high? That means you have some flexibility in implementing the project. Maybe you can have 4 weeks instead of 2. And last but not least, access to experts. Is it low or is it high? Meaning, do you have access to people in your network who can help you on this project, or you don't have anyone there to help? So if you have 1 or 2 lows, go for it and sell. If you have 3 lows, negotiate more time. But if you have 4 lows, do not take on this client at this point. It will backfire on you. And instead, refer them to someone who can deliver. And if this is a strategic area of growth for your business, invest time to learn this area. This way you can service the next client on your own. Apart from these logistical points, your best shot at being prepared is a commitment to continuous learning. Peter Drucker, the father of modern management, said that the only sustainable edge you have is to learn faster than the competition. So if you want a solid business strategy, become a lifelong learner. I hope this video has inspired you to take on new projects to scale your business. If you want to learn more about how I went from being laid off to running an 8-figure business, click here.